Welcome to the mimoLive Reporter launch. This is very exciting. Thank you for joining us. mimoLive Reporter, the live streaming powerhouse that we're launching today. In case you missed it, we made a great teaser video. Here is the URL. Here's the URL. If you missed it, just go to YouTube and watch it there with this URL here. mimoLive Reporter, so what is it? As the name suggests, it's a tool for a roving reporter. First and foremost, it's a client for mimoCall technology for the iPhone. What is mimoCall? mimoCall lets you bring in people over the internet into your mimoLive live video production, sort of like interview experts, or if there's something happening in your school or in your hometown or whatever, you can send someone out with mimoLive Reporter and bring them in live, reporting live from the scene. But we didn't stop there. mimoLive Reporter is also a live streaming app. It allows you to stream live directly to YouTube, Facebook, and other RTMP-based services. And you can add lower thirds and graphics and B-roll to your live stream. So it's sort of a little bit stepping up the live streaming game. And the third thing that's built into mimoLive Reporter is a ReplayKit Broadcast extension. That's a cool technology by Apple, available in iOS 10 and 11 to developers, and they can, for example, built into their games or into creative apps, a live stream capability that would allow you to stream your gameplay or make a live tutorial for your creative process, teach people how to draw or something like that, directly from within those apps. To stream out to the internet, they rely on those ReplayKit broadcast extensions, and Apple is relying on third parties to provide those extensions. None of those extensions ship with iOS default, so mimoLive Reporter steps in and fills that gap and allows you to use those apps to stream to YouTube or other RTMP-based streaming destinations. Those are the three features of mimoLive Reporter. And the big question, of course, is what does it cost? Pricing for mimoLive Reporter. You can download it for free from the App Store and use it for free as a mimoCall client. So if you use mimoLive on the Mac and use mimoLive Reporter for bringing in a remote person, that's free. So your roving reporters don't have to pay anything. They just download the app and they can start contributing to your broadcast or the podcast. There is a pro subscription. We would be happy if you could support our development efforts by subscribing. And what does the subscription get you? If you don't have a subscription, stream to YouTube or any other RTMP-based streaming service, there's going to be a little badge that says powered by mimoLive Reporter in your stream. And if you don't want that, you can subscribe to the pro subscription. It's 99 cents per month or $9.99 per year to subscribe, and that will remove the badge from those live streams and allow you to stream live without advertising what tool you're using. Yeah, where to get mimoLive and more information about mimoLive Reporter, go to mimo.live/reporter. There you can download mimoLive from the App Store and get started right away. It's available today. All right. So, and all of this great app wouldn't be possible without all the great people working on it. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart to my team. Foremost, of course, the engineering, Achim, Benny, Mladen, Peter, and Stefan, who did a phenomenal job, worked really hard to bring you this great application. Design, we do have our design guru, Peter, and he's really great. And he also worked on mimoLive Reporter and helped us a great deal to polish it up and make it really look nice. Also, everybody else on the team, thank you very much for supporting our efforts and your hard work. Okay, let's jump right into a demo. The first thing I'm going to show you is mimoCall. And if you get a mimoCall, what it looks like. So my show producer will now send me a mimoCall invite via AirDrop, and it will show up on my screen, and then I can just accept it and join the call when mimoLive Reporter is installed. So here is my invitation. I tap on accept, and I'm in mimoLive Reporter, and I can accept the call, the mimoCall, set up a template, see myself, for example, join call, add stuff here, that's gonna show you later, and join the call. And what this looks like in real life, we'll demonstrate with my brother calling in from his hometown in Leoben. So now
here we go.
Okay. Achim is in Leoben in the park, and he's using mimoLive Reporter, and there's a big political demonstration there, I think, with a lot of people.
Yes.
How big are the crowds? That's what everybody is wondering. There's the crowds.
Actually, currently there's no crowds around here.
Okay.
As you can see, it's...
So yeah, thank you. That's a quick demo of the mimoCall feature in mimoLive Reporter. Achim, see you later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See you later. Bye-bye.
All right. So now the next thing I'm going to show you is how you can stream live directly from mimoLive Reporter to YouTube. So I'm starting mimoLive Reporter on my iPhone. I have it running here. And now I can add graphical elements. You might know that from mimoLive for the Mac. We've implemented the same sort of metaphor with the layers. So we got a layer stack. You tap once and the layer stack swipes in from the left. And you can add elements to your broadcast. Let's start with a lower third. My name is not John Doe, of course, so I'm gonna change that to my real name. Oliver, all right. I'm a mimoLive Reporter user, so that's okay. And now I have a lower third here that I can turn off and on through the layer stack. Or I can add more elements, a breaking news crawler here, or maybe a clock that shows you the current time and date. And all of that is, of course, configurable. You can change and set the background colors, the fonts, and so on and so forth. So once I've set up my show, I need to set up the destinations. So I click on setting up the destinations, and I can store the video I create on the device storage. I can record the device storage, for example, to keep a backup copy in case the live stream breaks off or something like that, and I want to keep something on my local device. mimoLive Reporter also has a nice little feature if you want to use it as classroom. You can present on a second screen and use the camera to stream to your Apple TV over AirPlay. Or you can stream live to several streaming services with YouTube, with Twitch, with StreamShark, and RTMP streaming services where you can just copy in any stream key and stream URL from most services that support RTMP ingest, such as Facebook or Periscope. All right. So once I've set up my YouTube account, I hope that this works now because we had some issues with YouTube earlier, but I can log into YouTube and set up my streaming account. And there I am. And then I can go live. And I can go live by just starting the show. It will count in, and at the count of 0, I'm going to be live on my personal YouTube page. So now we are live on YouTube, and I can turn off and on those elements like my lower third, the breaking news thing, and the clock. And now I have a clean signal again. I can also use the other camera, switch the cameras and show you a little bit of the studio here. Not very exciting. Back to me. All right, so that's mimoLive Reporter streaming live to YouTube and other streaming services. So the third feature I'd like to demo is the ReplayKit Broadcast extension. So let's say you're an arts teacher and you want to teach how to draw. There's a nice application called Procreate, and I'm trying to use that now to stream live my lesson. So I launch Procreate, and I go into my artwork, and I'm a great artist, you can see that. And I need to tell people how I did this and how to do great arts like this. So let's go to the settings, start live broadcast, select an extension, and here you see how many extensions there are in the market. So mimoLive Reporter really fills a need here. I select my extension, I select my Twitch account here. And suddenly all the YouTube accounts that I didn't show up before show up now, but I'm using the Twitch account. And oh yeah, now I have to prepare to go live. And then you could talk to your audience and explain what you're doing and tell them how you use this app here. So basically, those are the three things that mimoLive Reporter does. It's the default client for mimoCall. It's a live streaming app for YouTube and other services on the web where you can add lower thirds, graphics, B-roll, and so on. And it's a ReplayKit broadcast extension that allows you to stream your gameplay or tutorials or give live webinars or whatever you want to using mimoLive Reporter. So that's a quick overview of mimoLive Reporter, and I'll now answer any questions that are in the chat. What is the difference between Reporter and mimoCall? Okay, so we had for a while we had an app called mimoCall, which was a standalone mimoCall client for iOS. We have incorporated this functionality now in mimoLive Reporter, and mimoCall, the standalone mimoCall app, we will not release sometime the last couple of weeks. The beta expired, and we won't be updating that anymore. App going to add more animation or the ability to change parameters in the media. Are you going to add more animation? That's a nice, thank you for the suggestion. I'm sure we will add more features to mimoLive Reporter in the future. We haven't decided yet what to do and what not to do. Some things that are in the pipeline, for example, one thing is support for the NDI protocol, which we are trying to use here also to transmit stuff from this Mac to the other Mac, and we'll see how that's going. Lauren Sells, thank you for your question. So any more questions? I'm giving you a little bit of time. Will there be any support for Boinx TV anymore? Boinx TV will not be updated. It has been superseded by mimoLive. mimoLive for the Mac is the update for Boinx TV, is the future of Boinx TV, and we won't be updating Boinx TV anymore. However, it still works, as far as I know, on at least macOS 10.12. We haven't checked for 10.13 yet, but you never know until they ship the last version, the final version. You never know if things work or not. Stepan, thank you very much for your comment. Alternative plan. In beta testing, using the Chrome client, we were able to pull in more than one reporter. Will we still be able to have multiple reporters on screen at once? Yes. So using mimoLive on the Mac hasn't changed at all. You can still bring in more than one mimoCall source. We can have also multiple reporters with multiple iPhone apps, multiple mimoLive reporter users out there streaming into mimoLive and stream that out to Facebook, YouTube, and the other streaming destinations we support. Rajesh, how can one become beta tester for your company? The mimoLive for Mac and also for Photomagico and iStopMotion, we publish beta versions publicly. So you just go to the download page and you turn on the little box that says also display beta versions, and then you will get the beta versions. You can download the beta versions just from our download page and use them if you have a license. For iOS apps, we whenever we make a new app, we have a public beta in the end before we publish it. So you just have to watch our social media channels, and we will publish information. Also for mimoLive Reporter, we had a beta, public beta, and a few hundred people participated. Thank you all very much for your support and your interest and your feedback. And I hope mimoLive Reporter is a better app because of that. Thank you. Dean Sur, I seem to recall some limitations on the browser that had to be used on a mimoCall remote connection. Do those still exist? Yes. For mimoCall, we use Web Rtc, and Web Rtc is only really supported on the Chrome browser. That's the reference implementation for Web Rtc, and all the other browsers lag behind a little bit. Apple has announced support for Web Rtc for iOS 11 and macOS 10.13. However, we didn't see good use for that right now because they not support the standard video codec that WebRTC uses and most WebRTC implementations use. Apple is pushing for HEVC, which is H.265 video codecs, but this is not the standard in WebRTC yet, and it's not supported on the other platforms. So mixing those is a little bit difficult because you have to have the same codecs on both ends. So we'll see. We'll have to see how that works out. But right now, there's two things you can do to run a mimoCall. One is to get the mimoLive Reporter app, and the other is to use a Chrome browser. And you can use the Chrome browser on your Mac desktop, on your Windows desktop, on your Linux desktop, and on Android devices, although the Android devices have to be more of current and top-of-the-line devices to perform well enough to work. Okay, sorry about the technical flaws. We will use the recordings we made to patch together a continuous version of this without the interruptions, and we will post that and send it out and give you guys a link to it. Just to be clear, the reporter must download and pay for the app and subscription, correct? No. If you're using mimoCall with mimoLive on the Mac, you can download the mimoLive reporter and use it for free. There's no charge to use it in conjunction with mimoLive on the Mac. So if you're using mimoLive on the Mac and you're working with remote people, you can just tell them to download the app and they can use it, and they don't have to pay for it. If they want to use mimoLive Reporter to stream directly to YouTube or other RTMP streaming services, or use the game, the ReplayKit feature, then they have to buy the subscription, and only if they don't want to have the little made with mimoLive Reporter badge. That's really the only thing that's different from a subscription. Non-subscription is that we, in the non-subscription, we show this badge, which is also not visible if you use mimoCall for mimoLive Reporter for mimoCall with the mimoLive on the Mac. Is there a way for people not involved in your organization to participate in a video call and viewers, for instance? Yes, of course. You can set up a lot of sources, mimoCall sources in mimoLive, and you have to send out the invitation links to those people. So the way that would work is you have a chat or something and you ask who wants to call in, and you send them the link by private message, and they can just open it on their browser, on their desktop machine, or using mimoLive Reporter on their iOS device, and then they call into your show. This is a little bit not the best solution for having a call-in show, but it's workable. And also you can screen people who want to call in beforehand, which is also a good idea probably if you do a call-in show. Can you maintain color space between multiple reporters? So you do not have weird colors of reporters. We have a no, not automatically. mimoLive has a filter for adjusting the color. However, this is probably not practical. It's just too difficult to make sure that everybody has the same camera, the same lighting, and so on. And so it's really hard to not to have sort of like this color, funny color thing going on. However, I think mimoLive for the intended audience, which is podcasters, is community TV stations, is schools, and so on. I think it's perfectly okay if you have a call in and there's like 2 or 3 people calling in and they have different lighting, different cameras, and they look slightly different. We have done a lot of those. We've seen a lot of those podcasts on the web, and I don't think it's too. It's a showstopper for that kind of use. It may be a showstopper if you're working with broadcasters, with the big guys. But then again, they can probably afford to have a little more, put a little more into the technology there. And we do have one customer who's using mimoLive with Skype, or if you're doing that, a lot of broadcasters are using Skype, and it's no different than Skype, because Skype also doesn't do any color correction automatically. Please speak to multiple live remote reporters with mimoLive and standalone with the reporter. Dean, what do you mean? I don't understand this. Well, can you elaborate a little bit more? Do you mean we should do a live demo now? And I'm tempted, but I don't trust the demo gods today. Alternative plan, yeah. So if you're using, so the question is, I would like to keep things at our cost and not the viewer or reporter. Yes, if you're using mimoLive, there's no cost for the reporter. Did I miss any questions from? Okay, Stepan, sorry I missed your questions. What is the capacity for reporter? Is it work on 3G? We tried today to do a demo with a not perfect LTE connection, and it works, but it's sort of like it's not presentable. Maybe we should have done it because the other things were technically here not so good as well. But normally, I would say 3G is on the low end, and it shouldn't work. mimoCall and mimoLive Reporter work with Bluetooth headsets. Achim said we didn't test this, but it should work because this is just how you set up your iOS device, and we are only using the iOS device iOS interfaces that the iOS supports and presents to mimoLive Reporter, and so there shouldn't be a problem. What is the weird message that I'm getting? Oh yeah, I see. Say some words about new features for Reporter. Have your roadmap. We don't have a roadmap for mimoLive Reporter yet. The only thing that's on the roadmap, in a sense that it's being worked on right now, is NDI. NDI is an interesting new technology that sends video and audio signals over a network instead of IP networks, instead of a cable like SDI or HDMI. With very low latency. We're actually using it here for sending the screen of my iPhone over my iPad, my MacBook Pro to the iMac that runs the show, and that seems to work. That's the only other next thing. We also have. We also worked on or working on. Supporting DJI drones, and that would be something where you could use mimoLive Reporter to stream the video directly from the drone into mimoLive on the Mac and into your live stream, which would be awesome. However, there are some technical difficulties there. We don't know if we can fix those or we can overcome those. Let's see what happens. Dean, like a live call-in show, seems like this would be a steering nightmare if they shared the same ID. Yes, you can. Yeah, the way you do this is you set up multiple mimoCall sources. They all have a different ID, and you send out one ID to each, a different ID to each viewer or each each person you want to call in. And mimoLive will handle this. I think we can handle about 5 or 6 simultaneous calls coming in. That's what we've done. Your mileage will vary with the capacity of the network, of course. Alternative plans. Thank you for the nice words, and enjoy your meeting. Thanks for joining us. If possible, connect more camera to streaming. So you mean in mimoLive Reporter you would like to see more than one camera? We would like to be able to use both cameras on the same device, but Apple unfortunately doesn't support that. Maybe in the future sometimes they will with a new device where you can basically film like the crowds and then have the other camera show you, and then we can do a split screen or something like that. That would be really nice. As for multiple cameras, let's see what the future brings. NDI webcam is very expensive now, so good. Yes, so basically it's now cheaper to have a Mac Mini, connect a camera to it, and use NDI and mimoLive Reporter to send out NDI signals than to purchase an NDI camera. However, there are also some downsides to this, which we have been able to demonstrate today with all the software problems. Okay, Dean, yes, thanks. That's a good point. So if you have a connection, Dean is asking, pointing out that our servers only set up the connection between the mimoCall, between the mimoLive Reporter app or the mimoCall client and mimoLive on the Mac. The actual data is peer-to-peer. So if there is a possibility to send the data from the telephone to mimoLive. If the networks work this way, then we can do a direct peer-to-peer network. If that's not available, then there's going to be a relay server involved. We use Twilio, the same guys who power WhatsApp. So that should be enough performance. In our tests, it's only very rarely that this is needed. Sonading TV, thanks for that software. Will mimoLive Reporter be able to cut live between two iPhones, e.g. like WYSIWYG does? We haven't done that, and right now we're focusing on mimoLive for the Mac. mimoLive Reporter is basically a one-person reporter, that's why the name is, field application. So if you look at the teaser video, then you'll find that our use case is like, something happens in your school or in your neighborhood, and you want to bring a live report from the scene into your studio. That's the main use case for mimoLive Reporter. I don't think we will be adding multicam switching anytime soon. All right, any more questions? It's always fun talking to you guys in this way. We are nearing about an hour, which we had put aside for this launch. Dean, thank you very much, and also Sonading TV, thank you very much. So if there are no more questions, I will wrap it up here. Thank you very much to thank you all for joining us. Thanks again to the team for creating this amazing application. And also, one important point in the chat right now. If you have any questions, we have a forum where people are invited to discuss our products, and we will do our best to chime in with answers as soon as possible. You can find the forum in Boinx Connect. Boinx.com/connect/forum is where you can find the forum. And there's another question coming in. As long as questions come in, I'm not stopping this. Hello, when mimoCall is compatible with Chrome? Chrome, mimoCall is compatible with Chrome. You can also use just your Chrome browser as a client, but Chrome on the iPhone, you can't use Chrome on the iPhone because Chrome on the iPhone uses the Safari web engine, and that doesn't support Web Rtc. So for now, on the iPhone, you have to use mimoLive Reporter to participate in a mimoCall. On all the other platforms, you can just use your browser, your Chrome browser. If you bring in people over the network, they can use their Mac computers or their Windows computers or their Linux computers or their Android devices with Chrome on them, and that will work. What is on the source layer if connection to reporter is off? There's just a black, before there's a connection, there's a black frame, and I think when the connection ends, the last frame will be stored in the source until the connection comes up again. So the source the idea of the source, as long as the source is in a mimoLive document, it's active. So you can join the source on mimoLive Reporter or on your desktop computer anytime, and it will just restart the stream. tennis de table, Chrome Mobile. Yeah, Chrome Mobile on an Android device works, but Chrome Mobile on the Mac, on the iPhone doesn't. As I said, Chrome on the iPhone is just sort of like a wrapper for the Apple, for the Safari browser. It makes it look a little different, but it uses the Safari web engine, and the Safari web engine doesn't support Web Rtc yet. All right, Thumbmaster 6, that's a cool name. Boinx TV user from a long time ago, wondered where to get more info, will be there. Okay, so if you need more info on mimoLive, go to mimo.live. It's the URL, it's one of the new ones. If you want more info on mimoLive Reporter, go to mimo.live/reporter. All right, so this seems to end this stream. We got almost exactly 1 hour. All right. So yeah, thank you very much everybody for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the forums. We will post a cleaned up version of this live stream soon, and I hope you're gonna enjoy mimoLive Reporter. Thank you.